Juice Young, currently 7-0, looking at 8-0 later tonight, fighting as part of this ESPN Friday Night Fights card. He'll face Rafael Montalvo here in about an hour and a half. But Juice, talk to us a little bit. Let us know how you're feeling. Had a day after the weigh-ins, kind of get your body back how you want it, and just take us through mentally how you're feeling.
I feel great. As soon as we tipped the scale at 147, Spartan shape, ready. Went and grabbed something to eat. So I'm feeling good. I got a good night's sleep. Woke up, went to breakfast, came home, took a nap. So just been lounging all day pretty much. Took a walk after I ate. So I'm just chilling, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to perform. Got a lot of people coming to see me tonight, as usual when I fight. So I ain't gonna let them down. Get this dude up out of here.
And now, being the performer that you are, Juice, and I know that stage after that ring, that's where obviously you do your work, but that's also where you love to be, and be about an hour and a half away from your home out there. Talk to me a little bit about what is going through your head right at this moment.
Right at this moment, I'm not really thinking about the fight. I'm real loose. Right now, I'm actually thinking about my intro song as of right now, and I'm out here seeing my brother and sister before I head into the locker room and completely zone out and shut my phone off. So right now I'm real loose right now and lax. I don't get too tensed up before the fight. I don't think it's good for me. So I'm just relaxing. And at the same time, though, I am playing it through my mind right now, like thinking of the game plan, the strategies, and the possibilities. And I doubt kicks in every now and then it just washed right out. Like, nah, that can't happen. I refuse to lose. And losing is not an option. So, I'm just relaxing until I get back. Until I give my family hugs and kisses and walk back in that locker room and completely zone out. Right now, I'm just loose and enjoying my time with them before I go back there.
Now, is that about the time, Juice, everything starts to intensify once you say your goodbyes, to your family that comes out here full support every fight, and when you walk back to that locker room and do the final preparations, get yourself ready to go out there to fight? Is that kind of when it all intensifies when you take that walk?
It really intensifies when I walk into the ring for the fight. I'm going to go back there. I'm probably going to put on my iPod player, listen to some music, stay as loose as possible. Probably going to be back there jamming, getting loose. I love rap music, so I'm going to be listening to some rap, some R&B. So I'm going to be back there just still being loose as possible, but around the time when they tell me I got to wrap up and putting the gloves on, that's when it starts to intensify and I start hitting the mitts. That's when I start honing in at the task at hand.
And now with the music, Juice, what's the first song you're going to listen to when you get to the locker room? What's the last song you're going to listen to before you head out to the ring?
First song I'm going to listen to, probably listen to an R&B song, Jagged Edge, I Gotta Be, and I got a shuffle list, so it's pretty much an R&B and rap, but most likely I'm either listening to Jagged Edge, Gotta Be, and then the last song I'm going to listen to is DJ Khaled featuring Drake, No New Friends.
No doubt. All right, Juice, we're going to let you go and get up out of here so you can do what you got to do tonight, but we'll most definitely be checking in here with you after the fight, but, go out there, do your thing like we know you're going to do. But any last words you got for everybody on this before we catch back up later?
Stay tuned.
Checking in one more time with Anthony Juice Young, now 8-0, another knockout on the resume, Juice, second in a row. Here tonight at the Trop in Atlantic City as part of ESPN's Friday Night Fights. Talk to me a little bit about the fight, Juice, how you felt out there and how you set up that technical knockout in the fourth round.
I felt good, man. The game plan was the box. I came out with a point to prove, and I thought I was going to try to bang him out. And, he was tough. He was throwing punches back. He was throwing punches with bad intentions. And he was hitting me a couple times, and I felt his punches. So, I mean, I had to settle down. It took me about 2.5, 3 rounds. When I came back to the corner after the 3rd round, my trainer was like, "Yo, you're using way too much energy. You're trying to brawl. You're brawling with him. You're fighting into his game plan. Just relax. Use your legs and use your jab." So I came out in the 4th round. I mean, it might look like I was dancing or running or what, I mean, whatever anybody want to call it. But I came out. I told myself I was going to box smarter. So I came out hitting with maybe 3 straight jabs, power jabs. Took his head straight back, and hit him with a feint to the body and came over the top with the right hand. And once I seen that he was dazed, I just put my foot on the gas and, I mean, ended the fight. I heard him earlier in the fight, and I couldn't finish him, so I told myself, once I heard him again, I'm finishing it. It's not going to go to the scorecards.
And now, when you're in there with a dangerous fighter like that, that's obviously going to try to lure you in for the brawl, you know, you were still working the bend very well. You know, you weren't catching a whole lot of his shots because you were able to, you know, anticipate him coming. But to make that kind of in-fight adjustment, you know, what are some of the things that you kind of have to tell yourself, you know, when you kind of been in there brawling back with him to make that change, you know, step back and be the better boxer?
You have better skills. Skills pay a lot of fighters say skills pay the bills. And at the end of the day, I knew I had better skills, better reflexes. I was faster. I knew I was stronger physically. I don't know. I mean, he had some punching power. I haven't felt any of my punches, so I don't know how my punching power is. But you know, I knew up and down, top to bottom, I was more talented than he was, more skillful. So you know, I mean, just use your skills. Go out there and use your skills. Why are you fighting his fight? And you know, once I did that, and I told myself I was going to use my skills, I mean, I got the stoppage.
And now your first 6 professional wins, Juice, were you know, all pretty quick. You know, not a whole lot of rest in between those fights. Then you were you know, forcing things out of you know, your own control. Had a 7-month layoff before your last fight, and now here, you know, just 5-6 weeks later, you're right back in the ring. You know, how'd it feel, you know, to back-to-back have 2 fights, you know, that close together once again? You know, any kind of issues with going right back into, you know, training camp for a fight? You know, did you see any kind of issues getting back to fighting so quickly?
Nah, I'm a gym rat. I want to be as active as possible. When I go out there and have performance like these with fights where I didn't go the distance, I didn't really get beat up too much. I mean, I took some shots, but you know, that's a part of boxing, that's a part of the business. So, you know, I mean, if I can get stoppages like these, 2 stops in a row, you know, I'm ready to go back in there in 6 weeks. I'm back in the gym on Monday, no days off.
Absolutely, and you know, for people that might not know Juice, you know, obviously you're very close with Andre Ward. You know, when people come through in Atlantic City, they definitely are stopping by your gym. You know, Adrian Broner. You were in camp, you know, for 5-6 weeks with Devin Alexander. You know, really been in there, you know, chopping up in the ring with some, you know, world-class fighters and outside of the ring too. So you kind of see, you know, not necessarily that lifestyle, but kind of see how a world champion conducts himself all around. How has that helped you develop and mature as a fighter and as a, you know, just a professional athlete?
It helps me a lot. You know, you got to see somebody at that level and see what it takes to get there. You know, being around Andre Ward and him throwing me under his wing like that, flying me out to Cali to his fights. I mean, it was a privilege, and I take advantage of every opportunity. Me and him have a real good relationship, and just seeing, like he said, how he conduct himself and how he go about his business, I mean, rubs me well. And then Adrian Broner, I mean, people might think he a clown or he don't take anything seriously, but when I tell you, when that boy trains, it's non-stop. So just seeing him hit the bag for 40 minutes straight, hit the mitts for 40 minutes straight, that stuff, like, I'll come to the gym the next day like, this is the workout I'm trying to do. And then being in there with Devin, he's another world-class fighter. He's the IBF champion, and being in there with him is rough. So I take all that experience, I mean, and apply it to myself. So when I go out there and fight these dudes, like, he ain't been in the ring with Devin Alexander. I had that privilege. So those things help me out. Like, when I go into a fight, I say to myself, he's not better than Devin. Even though me and Devin, we're only just sparring, but at the same time, I'm getting him ready for a fight. So he's not taking it easy. I mean, he's in there. I mean, he don't want to get hit, so he's getting ready for a championship fight. So, I mean, all that stuff I take into consideration. I mean, I apply to myself like, yo, you've been around Andre Ward. You see how you know what it takes. You know how you're supposed to act in and out the ring. You've been around Adrian Broner. You see how he trains, the machine that he is. You've been around Devin. You see how he trains. I mean, so being around just 3 world champions, I mean, allowing me to be around them, you know, I mean, it helps me out a lot. And I see what it takes, and that just drives me and gets me hungry.
Absolutely, you can definitely see that transition, you know, into the ring with you as well, Juice. And you know, one other thing that's kind kind of has been developing for you, or has already developed for you, is the signing with GH3 Promotions. Obviously 2 quick fights. Your team, Ray McCline, Rich Mancini, really got you moving well since signing that contract. Can you kind of talk to us a little bit about what's going on there, and just how happy you are to be with GH3 Promotions?
I'm very happy to be with GH3 Promotions, and I believe Greg Cohen Promotions as well. Austin got a fight tomorrow night, so we rooting for him. We got a big fight with Canelo. They all out there right now, but they called me this morning, told me if I need anything, just let them know. So I'm just happy to be with them, because they keeping me active. They told me every 4 to 6 weeks, if you keep performing how you performing, we're gonna have you active every 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm in no rush for no world titles, nothing like that. This is my second 6-round fight. I plan on fighting at least 4 or 5 more before I move up to 8 rounds. And it's just gonna take time at the time. I gotta get my experience. I'm learning on the job. Like I said, I didn't have 100 amateur fights or anything like that. I wasn't a national champion or a gold medalist or anything like that. So I gotta learn. I'm learning on the job, and like I said, being in camp and being around these world champions are grooming me. And my promotional company know that. So they taking their time with me as well.
Absolutely. We'll close out on Juice. Now 8-0, something you got to be very proud of. 4 knockouts now as well, something else you got to be very proud of. And, before your fight, kind of the chat around press row was, Anthony Juice Young. You just see, watch Juice Young. There's a lot of chatter, about taking notice of Anthony Juice Young. To know that you really are you're stamping yourself into this game. A lot of eyes and ears, they all know the name, know the face, have seen you fight. Now a lot of those eyes and ears and everything are watching and listening to what you're doing. How excited does that make you to be at this point in your career, know that you're really already turning those heads?
It makes me very excited, but at the same time, I'm just scratching the surface. I got a lot of work to do. I don't get in it's nice. I'm glad they recognize him, but it's a lot more to come. So we're just going to take it one step at a time.
No doubt about it. Juice 8-0, 4 knockouts. Brilliant performance here tonight against a very tough fighter in Rafael Montalvo. And, just want to tell you, congrats on that, everything that's going on in your career. And, thank you as always for sharing the time and showing us the hospitality.
I want to give a shout out to Pleasantville for coming out, to Atlantic City for coming out. Give a shout out to the whole Juice crew. I want to give a shout out to my big bro Andre Ward. I want to give a shout out to Adrian Bruner and the whole band camp. And I want to give a shout out to Devin Alexander and Kev Cunningham. Peace.
Now, at 1 minute, 2 seconds of round number 4, your winner by TKO, still